then we pump those profits back into the profit cycle to generate even more profits. And I know what you're going to say. Profits? Yes, Stan. You're soaking in them.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy ExtrmWill, Extreme Tech. This is my tech channel. We're going to do the video a little different today. I kind of have a rough idea how I want to do it, so kind of bear with me a little bit. I got home from work right about here. Maybe I got home maybe right here. So probably like 10, 15, 20 minutes after I guess it looks like the internet went out. So I spent a little bit of time. I had to go out in the garage and reset it, but I, checked to make sure there wasn't like a neighborhood outage and all that, and so kind of a hassle. But I did some necessary upkeep while I was doing that. I did upgrade everything to the newest NVIDIA drivers, which I think should really help me out. I think that was what was holding me back here with the earnings. We'll come back to all this in a minute, but. So we're not going to cover the machines. Instead, we're just going to cover a bunch of other random content. So we're going to take this and slide this back to here. And we're just going to look at some different projects I'm looking at, and then we'll get back to salad. So I'm kind of going to bounce around a lot, I guess. So we're going to start off here. It looks like xeggex, the exchange, is still down. Kind of hoping it's going to be back up right now. It's creating some problems for kind of what I want to do and how I'm doing stuff. I don't really want to mine warthog right now because this is what I was mining to, so I'm kind of waiting for this to get fixed. I think this needs to get fixed anyways because that is also what is drastically affecting this. I guess right now if we look at like 1 month, like maybe right here-ish is where xeggex went down, and right in here is where xeggex went down, and this is what people not being able to use the primary exchange has done to the price. It has just completely tanked it all. So in order for Warthog to make a comeback, they need the primary exchange to come back. So we'll see what happens with all that. I keep checking it every day. I love all the other guys who are doing the actual updates and doing real work on it, and I just kind of watch them and see and just kind of keep coming back here and go. Can I refresh it? Does it work now? Come out of maintenance and just try to log in. No, still just takes you right back to maintenance. So still no bueno. Yeah, price went to garbage. I am really liking, too, to see Son of a Tech. Looks like he's back doing content. He's been back doing content for probably like 2 weeks now, I want to say. Really liking that. His stuff's really good, so I like kind of following what he's doing, his takes on everything. Happy to see him coming back. I know, too, for like... probably since I started, he was gone there for a bit, and I was struggling to remember what the name of his channel was. Love his channel. Awesome, amazing. Definitely really liking that. If we get back into salad, kind of how's it been going for me? It looks like before it all crashed, I was making about 30 cents every 15 minutes to about $30 a day, about $1 a machine. I think that was really being held back by my drivers all being out of date. All my graphics card drivers being out of date. I think that was giving it a lot of problems. So if we look at the last 7 days, looks like that one was actually probably my best in the last 7 at $29. Day before that was like 26, 25, 26, 21.8, 21. So like not real good, still just kind of off in la la land. There's my thing. What are you doing effect? But I gotta turn the microphone off for a second. Alright, yeah, I had to make a really cool effect for that. We just just played the video real quick. Yeah, jobs have been hurting. Jobs have been hurting. So it is what it is. Go to the last 30 days. I mean, there was a time not that long ago when it was doing really, really good. It was making good money. Just kind of randomly look here, and I got some, some $40 days that were pretty decent. And then I don't know what happened here. The 50 series cards came out, and China released their AI, and it all kind of went to garbage. And then I started doing the mining, the warthog, the jellyfish pool, so I could get the jellyfish coin and the warthog, because that's pretty cool. I really want to get back to that. Like, kind of frustrated that I'm not on it. I really want to be doing it, but I'm being lazy about making another warthog wallet to mine to temporarily. I probably should just do it. We'll see. Keep saying we'll see. I keep on giving it a couple more days. Like, if the price of warthog is tanking, we'll see if maybe some of the hash rate comes off the network, and then maybe I'll fill that in. So, we'll see. I'd like to see how far away am I from getting the electric bill. I'm a ways away from getting an electric bill, I think. Yeah, because I just paid it. So, we'll see. But anyways, here with, like, I think this 26 and this 22, I think I did that on 10 machines. But this one, I cherry picked it. I picked the 10 machines that were still running in jobs, and this one was the second day of those same 10 machines. And then here, it's $19. I believe this is still just 10 machines. And then here, I want to say I think I went back to 30 machines. And still just kind of garbage. I did need to update my NVIDIA drivers, which I just did. And then we're kind of back to where we're at now. If we look in here at the on-demand, let's come back to earn, and then come back into here. Oh, yeah, see, like, it changes. All the time it changes. Whoa! I haven't seen the 5080 come up yet. There's actually 5080 working there. That's crazy. This has been on the bottom since the card came out. So kind of nice to see that if you did get a 5080, which I think if you were getting one, a 5080 was one that was significantly more obtainable. Like, they released, it looked like they did release, 4 to 10 times more 5080s than they did the 5090s. So it looks like it is finally getting work. It's finally up in high demand, so that's cool. And the 5090 looks like that's working good. 4090 should be working good. This says the 4090 is working, or the 4070 is working really good, which I choose to disbelieve. I don't think that thing never gets work. Let's take a look real quick. Let's see. Is my 4070 in a job yet? No, it's just looking for work. Now, it's only been looking for work. It's probably been looking for work for almost an hour. We're not supposed to look at that yet. We're still back here. Alright. So, this 4070 is pretty high. It's 4th on the list, so that's definitely the highest I've ever seen that. Kind of crazy to see that one. I mean, I expect that to be on the bottom all the time. This is my most disappointing card that I'm running right now is my 4070. 2080 is up here pretty high, which that's pretty cool. So I think that also includes the 2080 Super, which I'm assuming that's more likely the 2080 Super than the actual 2080. But I don't know. I don't have any of the 20 series cards. I wanted 20 series cards, and just kind of the price never came down on them enough to be where it made sense for me to buy them. So pretty much mostly all 30 series. And then we got all the other 30 series stuff, 3060 12 gigabyte card, 4060 Ti, definitely some of my favorites. 3070 being up in the moderate, that's pretty nice. That gives me a lot of hope. And then everything down here with no work. 3090 is the real big one, where it's the real kick in the teeth. This is weird though too. 4070 Ti, I want to say this morning the 4070 Ti was either in high demand or it was like second on the list in moderate demand. It was really high up there this morning. So I made sure that I updated the drivers on my two 4070s before I left for work. But I figured I would do everything else when I got home, just because it took me some time. So, but yeah, and the 5070 Ti and 5070, they're not out yet. So, got that. Look at the pricing in here. This still hasn't been updated yet, but someone over in the Facebook group did send me these. Mr. Gertz Jankowiecki. This is going to be the high demand. This is from a customer, what they're paying. So this isn't what we're getting paid. I believe Salad takes a cut out of the high demand. Their cut is more. I didn't really want to post these and talk about it because I don't remember what cut Salad takes right offhand. I'm going to be completely wrong here, and I'm going to tell you I'm just lying to you, but I want to say I think it's like 20% of the high demand and then like 10% of the low demand, or it might be 30% of the high demand and like 10% of the low demand price. So this isn't what we're getting paid, but you can see here for the high demand job, the 5090 is actually getting paid significantly more than the 4090. It's getting paid 30% more. So yeah, it's a pretty, no, 50% more? 50% more. So if you do have a 5090, you should actually be getting paid quite a bit more. There is a good chance that this 5090 could wind up being like the $10, like I was saying it probably should be. So let's take a look at this. Times 24. So that puts it at 10. Which means I think you're more... Oops. What did I calculate out there? I don't even know what I calculated out there. Maybe I just moved the decimal place wrong? Yeah, I moved the decimal place wrong. So, my guess would be that the 5090 is making about $8.50. I don't really know though. I haven't seen any yet. I didn't even try looking through the Discord, but it is making significantly more than the 4090s are. So that's pretty cool. Well, actually, we can figure this out. How much is the 4090 making? 4090 makes 6.21 per day. So if we divide this by 2 and then multiply it by 3, so that looks like I want to say this looks like you should be able to make $9.31 right now with a 5090. So that's definitely not as bad if it's 9.3, $2,000. No, $2,000 divided by 9.3. So 215 day theoretical, very rough ROI, not including electric, just to pay the card off. Not terrible. I probably should have figured out the electric in it. It's too much work. It's too much work. That needs a whole video all by itself. But it looks like it could theoretically pay itself off in probably a lot like a year though. So it's not terrible. I don't think I would buy a 5090 necessarily just for Salad. But with my kind of way I do the investment, if I buy it right now for Salad and Salad could pay off 50% of it, and then the next project, which is hopefully the one that'll be a little bit better, if that one can pay the rest of it off and then I'm all in profit on it, I'm plenty fine and happy with that. More about hoarding up equipment, so that looks pretty decent. Is the 5080 in here? So the 5080 says this should also be making more than the 4090. So if you got a 5080 right now too, that might be that might be really good. But I don't know how much high priority work there is for the 5080. It just finally went up in the priority list a little bit. So it might just be a lot of low priority work for them. I don't know. I don't know how many of them are on the network or anything like that, but it does look like it is actually making significantly more than the 4080 if this information is true and right. Because I think if we look at here, this still says, it says the 5090 is only making a little bit more than the 4090. And this says the 5080 is probably still making, yeah, the same amount as the 4080 according to this chart. So I don't know 100% for sure if this is true and accurate, but I don't think this doesn't necessarily look wrong from what I can see. So it does look like they are supposedly paying better. And then here's the low demand. So this has, in the low demand, it's not making anywhere near as much more. But it is still making more. It's still making, the 5090 is making almost 10 cents more than the 4090. Making almost double what a 3090 is supposed to be doing in low demand. So this is probably the $2.62. So if we multiply that by 2, so that'd be, so the low demand for the 5090 right now should still be probably like $5.24 ish. I'm just rough ballparking it. It's probably actually be a little bit more. It'd almost be $5.30 probably. So not too bad. Not too bad. Do they have the 5080 in here? The 5080 says it's making a little bit less. So 5080 might not be too bad of a way to go. I don't know if they're ever going to be available again to buy or not, but might still try to pick up a 5080. But these are pretty cool. They're over in the, I should actually save these as pictures, and I may post them up in the Facebook group if you guys want to take a look at them. Or you can find them in the comments in the Facebook group. Let's see here. Was there anything else to get into specifically? I was going to do comments then from the last video I did. I think that's 4 days ago. So my 30 machines, I feel like everything I do is not working right. So we kind of discussed some of that stuff in here already. There are a bunch of pretty good comments in here though. So TK421303, hang in there. I'm power limited and mostly using salad earnings to pay monthly power, which I think is really good. I think I talked a little bit about that in it. Trying to use my salad to offset my warthog mining, take my profits from salad to justify spec mining and warthog. It says I've transitioned to ASICs and finally received my last machine before tariffs. I think for salad, only the 4090s and 50 series cards will be in demand for the next 12 months. I think they're going to be in high demand for the next 12 months, but I still think the other ones, I don't know what's going on, why there's no work. I think there's still a good chance the other ones can still get some work. But I definitely think like your profitability is definitely going to be like the 4090s and the 50 series. The newer equipment is always good, should always be more in demand. But there's still a bunch of like 20 series cards on the demand list that are still pretty, people still want. So I don't think like the rest of your 40 series and your 30 series cards are necessarily just like e-waste just yet. Jesus Leadership Training says, thanks, Greg. I'm assuming that's an ironic type thing. Foo Furbob 9230. Dude, whenever all my rigs have workloads, I know an update is imminent, or sometimes the IP shuts down the whole neighborhood. I would say whenever okay, maybe like a Windows update. I'm assuming is what you're talking about, because I think when Salad tends to roll out a Salad update, um, to me it feels like none of my machines are working when Salad does an update. It feels like that's like they intentionally try to release them like that when they know there's less work in the system. So right now they could be updating every day because there's no work. But yeah, definitely the Windows updates are a pain in the butt, and IP shut down the whole neighborhood. That's what I thought happened when I got home from work. I thought that I thought just the whole neighborhood was down, and I checked. I was able to check online with my phone. Luckily, my phone I got good enough coverage here, so I checked to see specifically if there was an outage. It said for my address there wasn't an outage. So I was like, okay, I guess it's just my stuff, and then I reset the one here in the garage a couple times. It didn't, or not the one in the garage. I reset the one in the office a couple times. That didn't do anything. And then when I reset the one in the office, or in the, why am I saying this backwards? I reset the one in the office a couple of times, and that didn't do anything. And then when I went out in the garage and I looked at the one in there, all the lights said it was working fine, but it obviously wasn't. So when I, turned the power off on that and turned the power back on, then it all came back on. So. Potat S Yemen? I'm definitely just butchering that. It's probably something really easy to pronounce, and I'm just crushing it. 3231. My two 3090s haven't gotten any work at all. Yeah. The 3090s, I don't know why they fell off so hard. I still think they're pretty reasonably priced. It looks like the customers who were renting the 3090s, like in massive bulk, they probably just switched over to the 50 series cards. So probably doing the 50 series and the 5080 and the 5090 would be my thought. But I don't know exactly. But yeah, definitely like the big 3090 jobs look like they're done, and I'd imagine we'll still see some big 3090 jobs eventually, but it may be real sparse and few and far between. The 3090 is still a beast for the AI workload because it has so much VRAM. But I'd imagine the 3090 is still better for AI workload than the 5080 is. So I don't know though. I haven't looked into that yet. I'll have to double check that and see. Maybe let me write that down and make a note. Check the AI compute. What did I say? The 5080 versus the 3090. Let me take a look at that later and see. That'd be interesting to see exactly, because I think the 3090 might still be significantly better for AI. Well, it might not be better. It might be a little bit worse, because I think the 3090 is only a small amount better than the 4060 Ti is, the 16 gigabyte variant card. Maybe? I don't know. No, I don't know. I can't remember. I know I did a video on it a while ago, but I don't, or maybe I talked about it in the video, but I can't remember. I know they were somewhat comparable. I was trying to figure out which way I wanted to expand into. But yeah, I think there's such a huge flux of the 3090s, such a huge surplus of the 3090s on here because it was the best card for quite a while. So that's what everyone was trying to upgrade and get to. And hopefully it'll still have a little bit of resurgency. Like, Salad's weird. Sometimes like one card's real good and like later a different card's good. So like I think having a variety of cards can definitely really help you out. User RX4IP. I gave up on mining and Salad. It just wasn't worth the cost or time. He sold everything and put it into more secure investments. Boo, being responsible. Boo, who wants to be responsible? I totally get it and understand. I'm having too much fun with this to kind of go that kind of route. Like, I like being able to play with stuff and fidget it. I like tearing the computers apart and upgrading them and playing around with it and making the YouTube content on it is it's definitely a lot more fun for me. But I totally get that kind of angle. Like, I was thinking pretty heavily about maybe trying to sell off some of the rigs, but I think about it all the time and just never go anywhere on it. So xeggex seems like everyone is suffering from the drought. Yeah, it's I'd have figured right now like everything in crypto would have been booming much more, but I think there's too much uncertainty for like what's going on. As I said, son of a text back. I was watching something he was saying, and he doesn't. This bull market is definitely not going to be like I think a lot of the other bull markets have been. I think they've already, like, all of the altcoins, they figured out ways to milk a lot of the actual value out of Bitcoin. So I don't think it's going to be as big of a bull run as it has been. And he made some really good points on the video he did. I guess it would have been a couple hours ago. It was probably from his show 12 hours ago. No, his show 14 hours ago, 15 hours ago, and then someone clipped it. His clip I watched. So I think the bull run's going to be interesting. All right, and then XRP boss 5,000 series cards are getting bricked with new driver if they're using Gen 5 PCI lanes on motherboard PCI 4 lower, no problems. Yeah, so XRP boss, your post is actually what made me decide I should just upgrade all my drivers. I was worried about it, but I haven't. Everything I've heard about it, I guess, is anecdotal, because I've heard other people talk about it happening to other people. I haven't heard anyone talk about it where it's happened to them specifically. So it is kind of weird. But yeah, I haven't heard anyone say anything about it happening to like the 30 or the 40 series cards at all. So I figured, okay, yeah, I should probably do the new update, because I think that'll make everything work a lot better. So, but your post specifically, like I really took that to heart, and I'm like, I really should just update everything. So once I had time, I did. Like, we just got slammed at work the last couple of days, just like relentlessly, just from going from like Super Bowl to then the real quick turnaround for Valentine's Day. Like, a lot of demand for like my real boring job. So Darren L looks like 3090s are done for salad. He's thinking about selling them. Something happened to him in salad last week. 2 of his rigs were doing $3 to $4. Now they're doing 22 cents a day. Yeah, I think what happened, the big large 3090 container jobs, they ended. And so that's kind of like what happens. So like just, yeah, unfortunately having just like one card can be kind of like a downfall. I remember there was a while ago where like the 3070 was like the best card you could have because it was making 10 cents more than your 3090 was at like half the electric. And now like I'd still probably rather have the 3090s over the 3070s, but it can definitely get rough. Like, it is weird though because the 3090 was such the card to have for a while, and now it's like bottom of the barrel. But I think it'll definitely have a resurgence and come back. So I don't know how long it's going to take or what it's going to take for it to come back, but someone's going to look at it and go like, that's a really good value, and I can get everything in there and up and running. So I think they'll come back. I don't think they'll be I don't think there'll be a 3090 workload drought forever, but I do think the on salad right now it probably is oversaturated with 3090s. So. Minor Joel, 3090s, not so great anymore. I'm looking at 4090s and 3060 Ti's for now. I don't know if I would look at 3060 Ti's. I'd rather look at the 3060 12GB card. I think it's substantially better than the 3060 Ti. But if you can get a bunch of 3060 Ti's cheap, like, you know, it's kind of what you can get. I don't know if you can get 4090s cheap yet either, though. I think 4090s are still... You might have to pay more for a 4090 right now than you do for a 5090 to try to get one. So... I don't know. I haven't looked at getting more 4090s. If you can get 4090s for like $1,000, I might be interested in doing some stuff that I wouldn't necessarily want to admit to my wife that I did. To get a bunch of 4090s for like $1,000 a piece. But I don't know if you can yet. I don't know if they're there. Maybe in a couple months it will be. And I may have to look at playing around with some stuff. So, the next one. Yo Batuber. His is always... I gotta hit the translation button. His stuff has been pretty good in here. He says he has $900 stuck in xeggex right now, in Wart, Zell, and Raven Coin. I imagine your funds are safe. If you were like a big giant whale, I would be worried. Like if you had like $100,000 in there or something ridiculous where there's no point and reason to have that much money on an exchange. If you have more than like $10,000, I think I'd probably be pretty worried. Because I'd imagine they probably just hit like the real big ones. Whereas I've got like, I don't even know. I got a couple $100 in there maybe. I feel pretty certain that's going to be safe. No one's going to dig that far down. Unless they cleaned out all of the funds, period. I imagine like the people with a lot of funds are the ones who wound up getting hurt. But I imagine your funds are there, but who knows how long it's going to be till you can get to them. And, you know, what the price of Warthog or Zell is going to be by the time you can get to them. So, yeah. The comment in here from the great Brandon over at Brandon Coin says, damn, with the smiley face down. You still have the jelly, right? Yeah, I still have all the jellyfish in my jellyfish coin folder. Or my jellyfish wallet. I just don't have... I don't know for sure if I got all that warthog I mined or not. How much warthog did I mine? Does it say? On here, which one screen is that? So I mined 84 warthog. That was worth something when I mined it. It was at like 50 cents a coin when I mined it. So, wasn't that bad. But now I don't have it. And then I mined my jellyfish I mined. It's a lot. Almost like 80,000 jellyfish, which with the current price of jellyfish is I have $36.82 in their Web3 wallet specifically. I don't know how I feel about that because like I have two different jellyfish wallets now, and I'm like, why do I have two different quantities of this coin? Why do I have it in two different wallets? Why can't I don't have it in one wallet? But it's fine because you get the proof of holding bonus or whatever. So I'd like to get more in there, and hopefully they'll get it so I can deposit everything from my other wallet into their Web3 one when I get back to mining the Warthog. And I got one last one here, user RXRIP. He was having the same problem with crypto mining. Yeah, it just seems like everything you're doing kind of goes awry sometimes. It just seems everything I tried to do just ended up with problems. I have cryptocurrency floating out there somewhere that I gave up on. That's how frustrating it is for me. Yeah, if we were to hit a real crypto boom right now, it would get interesting to try to figure out what do I have and where is it. Because I definitely like spec mined a pretty decent amount. And when it was a smaller amount of coins, I had a pretty good idea where everything was. But right now, I think I got like 6 or 7 wallets. I'm sure I could find it all, but where's my Dynex? I'm pretty sure my Radiant is all in xeggex, which that one has me worried a little bit, because I think there's a chance that if we do get a real big boom, that Radiant could be a pretty nice bag. But there's a chance it's also completely gone, because I had it on xeggex. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. That's all the comments from the last one. Those are pretty good. Comments from the other previous videos and stuff I think we've kind of discussed. Not necessarily exactly, but looks like I'm already starting to get some work back. It's up to 11, almost 12 cents every 15 minutes, so not terrible. I think the last time I lost power, I thought it was doing way better, but it was way, way less, so it's still doing about half of what it had been doing, about a third of where it was at before I lost the internet, so I think I'll do all the maintenance on it. Shouldn't be too bad. I'll get back to that. Yeah, if you liked the video, like button, subscribe, come on back. If you like me trying to do this kind of content, if there is enough, like, I could kind of do like a crypto news kind of thing, but I don't know if I'm paying enough attention to everything to really do like a crypto news thing, like a crypto AI news thing. I'm almost paying enough attention to stuff, but, you know, maybe I could do it where, like, once a week or something, or once a month I try to do one as more of like a news segment, but not as much of a this is how everything is breaking down, because this one's my AI daily earnings report isn't supposed to be like a news segment. It's supposed to be this is what the machines are and this is what they're doing. But I think the news stuff is probably more valuable than I might do at the beginning and end of the video, and then all the anecdotal stuff I throw in the middle. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm going to continue just kind of making content and doing whatever I want. This is what I want to watch, so it's what I'm making. Yeah, you like it, like button, subscribe, comment down below. We'll keep on trucking along and going, see what happens. Hopefully xeggex gets back up, and then I can feel safe to start mining Warthog again and start kind of doing multiple projects, not just staying on Salad while Salad looks kind of stagnant. Maybe I can figure out what's going on with Salad and why it's so stagnant and what happened to all the work. Like, who knows?
What do you want me to do? I don't care. Yeah, get a job. Oh, get a job? Yeah. Just get a job? Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies? Now we're wasting time. Will you just get out of here? You want me to walk? I'm walking. Just walk.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the video. Hopefully you liked it. Yeah, like button, subscribe. I'll say it again. So I'm repeating myself. It's time to go to bed. I am exhausted. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.